Yep. Although, okay, what's going on with Magic here?
What is going on with Magic? Yeah.
Tell you a bit about that.
We can start down here because this is what is going on today. So we just revealed this product lineup packaging cards this morning on Good Morning America. So this is our Spider-Man set. It's the first booster release for Marvel that we have coming out. We have a number of them set up and scheduled. We're going to be working with them for years, but this one is coming out in September. So it's covering basically everything to do with Spider-Man's world. Heroes, villains, storylines. It's all based off the comics. And so a lot of the art is also, as you can see here, very in line with comic style. This is a particularly cool thing. So these 6 cards come in what's called a scene box. And these cards are all individually playable, but when you put them together, they all form a scene.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, so this is a triptych. And so, you know, a lot of people will put this together and frame it, display it, whatever, put it in a binder. But they're all individually playable cards. So, otherwise, Spider-Man is going to have a fairly typical lineup for us. I don't know how familiar you are with Magic, but play boosters are kind of our bread and butter. So 14 randomized cards. We've got a bundle which packages a bunch of this stuff together. We've got collector boosters, so those are things that have alternate treatments, different foiling, different art styles, that sort of thing. Excuse me. One cool thing we are doing with Spider-Man, so we have these things called welcome decks. You can see them over here for Mainline Magic. Those are things we give out. They're like samples. We give them out like Halloween candy or whatever. But this will be the first Universes Beyond welcome decks that we've done because we know Spider-Man has so many fans around the world, and a lot of people, their first introduction to Magic is going to be through Spider-Man. And so welcome decks made a ton of sense here. So that's Spider-Man. Foundations. So this set actually came out in November, but it's very much a new concept for us. It is kind of the player journey in one product lineup. So if you know nothing about Magic, we always tell people to start here. I say always. This has been out for a few months, but the beginner box is very hand-holdy. It takes you from knowing absolutely zero about Magic to being able to play your first couple games. So there are 2 pre-made, pre-shuffled decks in there. You just open them up, don't touch anything, start playing. There's a book for each deck that says do this, then do this, then do this, and it kind of takes you along and explains the rules that you play against a friend and really teaches you the basics. And then once you graduate from that, you move over to what's called Jumpstart. So one of both the best and most daunting things about Magic is deck building. So the game really lets you be creative and self-expressive with your deck building. So like I have some Assassin's Creed decks. I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan. I play a lot of blue cards because that's what I really like. But if you haven't been playing long, that can be really daunting because you don't know what you like yet. You don't know how to build decks properly. So this takes that out of it. If you want to play against a friend, you just each take 2 boosters, open them up, shuffle them together, you're ready to go. You start playing right away. So that's kind of the next step. And then as you're kind of getting the hang of things and you want to build your collection and learn what you like, play boosters are our bread and butter. This is our core product lineup. So these come with 14 randomized boosters. You get at least 1 rare mythic rare, some uncommons, commons, etc. And you start building your collection there. This is for people who really like alternate art treatments, different styles. I'm watching that out of the corner of my eye because we may see some examples there. But just different treatments. Game piece-wise, it's the same. Like mechanically, the cards are the same. They'll just look different, have different art styles. So like if you play chess, you can get a queen and a rook in here. But here you would get a queen with, you know, a different style to it, or a really shiny rook or something like that. An example will pop up on there eventually.
So for me who hasn't played a Magic deck in like 10 years, I should probably start here.
It's a good place to start. I mean, it depends on how much you remember. We have a digital client as well called Magic the Gathering Arena that you can play on your phone as well that has a tutorial, which can also help you start. So yeah, I would either start here or with that, and that'll get you kind of re-ramped up again. Final fan? Yep. That is exactly the reaction we got.
My wife's gonna flip about that.
Final Fantasy comes out in June. So that video right there just went up a couple weeks ago. We started revealing cards from it. This set, I've played Final Fantasy games before, but I wouldn't call myself a massive Final Fantasy fan. But our office probably has more Final Fantasy fans per square foot than anywhere outside Square Enix itself. And so this set was made with more love than I've seen put into anything we do. Like, just these little touches, like right down here. See,
Oh!
So every card in the set will tell you what game it's from at the bottom there.
That's cool.
And the set covers all 16 mainline games. For cards that are in like the remakes, we go with the earlier versions. We love the pixelated stuff. There are a couple nods to some of the non-mainline games, but for the most part, we stuck with the main 16. And we have these commander decks. And commander decks are it's a 100-card deck, singleton. But what's cool is that we're releasing 4 of these decks. Each deck is entirely themed after a single game. So ignore this card. This card is not a Final Fantasy card. That's from a different set. But so this entire deck will be themed around Final Fantasy X.
Okay.
So if you have a favorite Final Fantasy game, our 4 decks might like immerse you really deeply in that game.
Huh.
So anyway, yeah, this set has, again, releases in June. Pre-orders sold out immediately. Like before that video was done, basically. And as we expect, it's going to be huge.
Cool. All right.